Quadrilaterals, class 9. So we'll finish this chapter in 6 parts. First we'll see about quadrilaterals, then the angle sum property of quadrilateral, then types of quadrilaterals, properties of parallelogram, theorems of quadrilaterals, and the midpoint theorem. Coming to quadrilaterals. What are quadrilaterals? Quadrilaterals are polygons having 4 sides. We can see here these 4 sides, 4 angles, and 4 vertices. Vertices are the points where two arms meet to form an angle. So in a quadrilateral ABCD, AB, BC, CD and AD are 4 sides. A, B, C and D are 4 vertices. Angle A, angle B, angle C and angle D are 4 angles formed at the vertices. Coming to the angle sum property of a quadrilateral. Angle sum property of any polygon or any figure, any polygon, not figure, is 2n minus 4. And whereas n is the number of sides. Let's try this. N is the number of sides. So we are proving for quadrilateral. Quadrilateral means having 4 sides. Quadri, 4 lateral sides. So therefore, n will become 4. 2 into 4, 8. Minus 4 is 4 again. So therefore, a quadrilateral with 4 sides is made up of 4 times 90 degree angles or 360 degree angle. So therefore, the angle sum property of a quadrilateral is 360 degree. Similarly, if I want to try for a triangle, n will be 3. 2 3s are 6, minus 4, 2. So there are 290 degrees in a triangle, or a triangle is made up of 180 degree angle. Therefore, angle sum property of a triangle having 3 sides is 180 degree. Now let's verify that all the angles of a quadrilateral are 360 degree or not. First, we'll divide the quadrilateral into 2 triangles by drawing a diagonal. By the angle sum property of a triangle, sum of all sides of a triangle is 180 degree. So here we have 2 triangles. So therefore 180 plus 180 is what is 360 degree. Coming to types of quadrilaterals. First, trapezium. It is a quadrilateral in which one pair of opposite sides are parallel. Parallelogram. It is a quadrilateral in which both the pair of opposite sides are equal and parallel. So there are mainly 2 differences between a trapezium and parallelogram. Trapezium is a figure where is a quadrilateral where only one pair of opposite sides is only parallel, not equal. Whereas in a parallelogram, both the opposite pair of sides are equal as well as parallel. Coming to rectangle. It is a quadrilateral with each angle 90 degree and opposite sides equal. Rhombus is a quadrilateral in which all sides are equal and the diagonals bisect at 90 degree, but only opposite angles are equal. Kite. It is a quadrilateral in which 2 pair of adjacent sides are equal. One pair of opposite angle is also equal. Now square. So square is a combination of the rules of rectangle and rhombus. How? Square has all the angles 90 degree as given in the rule of rectangle, and rhombus has all the sides equal as, and also the square has all the sides equal. So therefore we can say that rectangle and rhombus both are parallelograms, and whereas rectangle and rhombus both come together to form a square. Proving that rectangle is a parallelogram. So here angle A plus angle B equals 180 degree. Why? Because they are co-interior angles. And angle C plus angle D is equal to 180 degree. Why? Because they are also co-interior angles. And therefore AD is parallel to BC. As co-interior angles are supplementary, both the lines are parallel. Also, AD is equal to 180 degree and CB is equal to 180 degree. Here we get that AB is parallel to CD. Therefore, in a rectangle ABCD, opposite sides are parallel and hence it is a parallelogram. Note, a square, rectangle and rhombus are all parallelograms. A square is a rectangle and a rhombus, as we discussed previously. A parallelogram is a trapezium. What is a trapezium? Let's revise. Trapezium, only one pair of opposite sides are parallel. Why parallelogram is the trapezium? Because it has one as well as both the sides, both the pair of sides parallel. A kite is not a parallelogram. Why? Because opposite sides are not parallel. A trapezium is not a parallelogram. Yes, trapezium is not a parallelogram. Why? In a parallelogram, both pairs are parallel. But whereas in a trapezium, only one pair is parallel. A rectangle or a rhombus is not a square. Square is a rectangle and a rhombus. Why? Because it has both the rules. But rectangle and rhombus are not a square. Why? Because rectangle doesn't have all the sides equal and rhombus doesn't have all the angles as 90 degree. Properties of a parallelogram. Theorem 1. A diagonal of a parallelogram divides it into two congruent triangles. So here we have drawn the diagonal BD. What we need to prove? Triangle ABD congruent to triangle DBC. What will be the solution? Triangle A, B and D. Angle ABD is equal to angle BDC. Why? Because they are alternate interior angles. And angle ADB is equal to angle DBC. Why? Because they are alternate interior angles again. And we have BD as common. Therefore, triangle ABD is congruent to triangle DBC by angle side angle congruence. Angle side angle congruence criteria. Theorem 2. In a parallelogram, opposite sides are equal. Opposite sides. So we need to prove that AB is equal to CD and AD is equal to BC. So we had proved here that both the triangles are congruent. So by CPCT or corresponding parts of congruent triangles, AB is equal to CD or DC and BC is equal to AD. Theorem 3. If each pair of opposite sides of a quadrilateral is equal, then it is a parallelogram. They have given here that AB is equal to DC and AD is equal to BC. What we need to prove here? That these two triangles are equal. How will we understand that if these two triangles are equal, it is a parallelogram? Because when we'll prove that these two triangles are equal, alternate interior angles will also become equal and thus make the lines parallel. Let's understand going front. In the solution, AB is equal to DC, given. AD is equal to BC, this is also given. And BD is common in both the triangles. So therefore, by side and side congruence criteria, both the triangles are congruent. So when both the triangles are congruent, I can say that angle ADB is equal to angle DBC, and if they both are equal, they both are alternate interior angles. When alternate interior angles are equal, two lines are parallel. Similarly, angle ABD is equal to angle BDC. We are telling these pairs of angle equal by CPCT, or congruent, corresponding parts of congruent triangles. By them, we are telling these two pairs as equal. So when alternate interior angles are equal, the two lines are parallel. Therefore, AB is parallel to DC and BC is parallel to AD. In a parallelogram, opposite angles are equal. So we have to prove that angle A is equal to angle C, angle D is equal to angle B. And we have given as AB is equal to DC, as it is a parallelogram, and AB is parallel to DC, and BC is parallel to AD. Solution. Angle ABD is equal to angle BDC, alternate interior angles. Why? Because the lines are parallel. And angle ADB is equal to angle DBC, the previous one. Yeah, DBC. So these are also alternate interior angles, and BD is common. So therefore, by angle side BD and angle ASA congruence criteria, triangle ABD is congruent to triangle DBC. So therefore, I can say that by CPCT, or corresponding parts of congruent triangles, angle A is equal to angle C, right? Similarly, if I draw the diagonal as AC, if I take the diagonal as AC and prove that triangle ABC is congruent to triangle ACD, in that I'll prove that by CPCT angle B is equal to angle D. So similarly, we can prove the one more thing also. Going to the next theorem. If in a quadrilateral, each pair of opposite angles is equal, then it is a parallelogram. So here it is given that angle A is equal to angle C and angle B is equal to angle D. And what we need to prove? Prove that it is a parallelogram. Means what? AB is parallel to DC and BC is parallel to AD. This we have to prove. So what is given here? Angle A is equal to angle C is given, and angle B is equal to angle D is given, and BD is common. So therefore, by angle side angle, or ASA congruence criteria, we can say that the two triangles are congruent. And by angle sum property of a quadrilateral, I can say that ABCD is equal to 360 degree. And I proved above, or it is given, that A is equal to C, angle A is equal to C, and angle B is equal to D. So in this equation, I say that angle A plus angle B is equal to angle A plus angle B plus angle A plus angle B, replacing angle C plus angle D by angle A plus angle B, because they both are equal. Angle A is equal to angle C and angle B is equal to angle D. So therefore, I'll replace them. I'll write angle A plus angle B plus angle A plus angle B is equal to 360 degree. Or either I can write 2 times angle A plus angle B equals 360 degree. So if I take this to that side, or simply divide both the sides by 1 by 2, I'll get that angle A plus angle B, which is equal to angle C plus angle D, equals 180 degree. But the question is, I proved that I proved this much, but I didn't get how AB is parallel to DC. I got that too. How? When I say these two triangles are congruent, I can say that angle angle ABD is equal to angle DBC. Why? Because by CPCT I can say it. By corresponding parts of congruent triangles I can say it. So when alternate interior angles are equal, the two lines are parallel. Similarly, I can say that angle ABD, yeah, this is done. Angle angle ADB, this angle is equal to angle DBC, and angle ABD is equal to angle BDC, this one. So, two pairs of alternate interior angles are equal. So, angle by here I can prove that the final statement I can write it as alternate interior angles are equal, the lines AB is parallel to DC and the line AD is parallel to BC. Going to the next theorem. The diagonals of a parallelogram bisect each other. So here we know that AB is parallel and equal to DC, and AD is parallel and equal to BC. What we need to prove here that AO is equal to OC and BO is equal to OD, which means that the diagonals bisect each other or make half of each other like that. So what will be the solution? I'll prove two of the triangles as congruent. Either I can prove AOD and BOC as congruent, or I can prove AOB and BOC as congruent. So here I have taken triangle AOD and triangle BOC. Okay. So coming to the solution. I know that AD is equal to BC, which is given. AD is equal to BC, opposite sides, they are equal, and angle DAC is equal to angle BCA. DAC is equal to angle BCA. Why? Because alternate interior angles, and angle C and angle BDA is equal to angle DBC. See the angles? ADB, this angle ADB is equal to angle DBC, this one. Why? Because it is also alternate angle, alternate interior angle. So therefore, I have proved that two pairs of alternate interior angles are equal, and AD is equal to BC. So by angle side angle congruence criteria, triangle AOD is congruent to triangle BOC, right? And by corresponding parts of congruent triangles or CPCT, I can say that AO is equal to OC and BO is equal to OD, which means that the diagonals bisect or half each other. Seventh one. If the diagonals of a quadrilateral bisect each other, then it is a parallelogram. This is the converse of the last theorem. Here we have given as AO is equal to OC and OB is equal to OD. We need to prove that AB is parallel and equal to CD. AB is parallel and equal to CD, and BC is parallel and equal to AD. Here we have to prove this. So coming to the solution. We know that it is given that AO is equal to OC and BO is equal to OD. So sides are given, two pairs of sides are equal, and angle AOD is equal to angle BOC. Why? Because they are vertically opposite angles. Angle AOD AOD, and angle BOC. So therefore, by side angle side, this angle, this side, this angle, this side, the two triangles AOD and BOC are congruent to each other, and by corresponding parts of congruent triangles or CPCT, I'll say that AD is equal to C AD is equal to BC and AB is equal to CD. If I take these two triangles, I can prove that AB is equal to CD. Same question again. If I'm proving them equal, how? I'm proving that they are parallel. Because if I prove only they are equal, it will be a rhombus. I will have to prove that they are parallel. How I will prove that? So by CPCT, I can again tell that angle ADB, is equal to angle DBC, and angle DAC is equal to angle BCA, and these two are alternate interior angles, right? So therefore, I have proved equal two pairs of alternate interior angles, and therefore I can say that AB is parallel to DC and DC is parallel to AD. Hence proved that AB is parallel and equal to DC and AD is parallel and equal to BC. It should be 8 here. A quadrilateral is a parallelogram if a pair of opposite sides is equal and parallel. So here the question is different. They have given that one side is parallel and equal, and we have to prove that another side is also parallel and equal to each other. So given is AB is equal to DC and they are parallel also. So we need to prove that AD is parallel and equal to BC. So here AB is equal to DC and angle ABD is equal to angle CDB. How we came to know this? Because side AB is parallel to side CD, and the second one is not correct. It should be BD as common. So therefore, by side BD common and angle ABD equal to angle BDC angle, and one more side AB is equal to CD, SAS congruence criteria, both the triangles are congruent to each other. So by CPCT, I can say that AD is equal to BC. So how I prove that they are parallel? If I say that angle BDA is equal to angle DBC, because of CPCT, they both are equal. So therefore, I can say that side AD is parallel to side BC, and therefore AD is parallel and equal to BC, and AB is parallel and equal to CD. Since both the pairs of opposite sides are equal and parallel, ABCD is a parallelogram. Coming to midpoint theorem. The line segment joining the midpoints of a triangle is parallel to the third side. So here to prove is EF is parallel to BC and it is half of BC. And so therefore, first we'll prove that triangle AEF is congruent to triangle FCD. So EF is equal to FD. So this is the construction first of all. CD is a construction which is parallel to AB. CD is parallel to AB and FD is equal to EF by construction. So while doing the congruency, EF is equal to FD, EF is equal to FC, as it is given midpoint of AC is F, and angle AFE is equal to angle CFE, because vertically opposite angles. AFE is equal to CFD, vertically opposite angles. So therefore by SAS side, angle, side, these two triangles are congruent, right? And therefore I can say that by CPCT, AE is equal to CD, AE is equal to CD, and AE is equal to EB, as we know E is the midpoint. AE is equal to EB. So therefore DC will also be equal to EB. DC will also be equal to EB. And therefore we come to know here that if one pair of opposite sides are equal and parallel, it is a parallelogram. So therefore EDCB or BCDE is a parallelogram, and therefore we can say that BC is equal and parallel to ED, as it is a parallelogram. BC is equal and parallel to ED, and therefore if I say half of BC is equal to half of ED, right? If they both are equal, then their halves will also be equal. Half of BC is equal to half of ED. Therefore, half of ED is what? EF. Hence proved that BC, half of BC is equal to EF. And we already proved that EF is parallel to BC. So, therefore, hence proved. This is the converse of midpoint theorem. The line drawn through the midpoint of one side of a triangle parallel to the another side bisects the third side. So here E is the midpoint of AB. Line L is passing through E and is parallel to BC. Yes, ED is parallel to BC. Here it is given. And construction again we have done CD parallel to AB. We have to prove that AF is equal to CF. How we'll prove? The congruence of triangle AEF and CFD or CDF. How? Here AE is equal to DC, because DC is equal to EB and therefore it is equal to AE. AE is equal to EB and EF is equal to FD by construction, and here again angle AFE is equal to angle CFD, vertically opposite angles. So therefore again by side, angle, side or SAS congruence criteria, these two triangles are congruent. So by CPCT or corresponding parts of congruent triangles, I will say that AF is equal to FC. Hence proved that F is the midpoint of the line or the third side of the triangle AC. Thank you.